Yeah. So, do you think do you think this will last for 90 days? Do you think it'll or 100, the famous 100 days? Do you think the chaos that we're in now will last for that whole time? Do you think it will relax after a bit? Do you think? I mean, it won't go for 4 years. Nobody could sustain it. But do you think it's a? I mean, the VIX actually dropped today.
Yeah, I mean, Doge says that they want to exit July, whatever 4th or 1st of 2026.
Right.
So they've put a date on themselves, which is smart. I think a lot of the shock and awe, and the executive orders, I think a lot of that's going to get out of the way in the first several weeks, and I just think we need an understanding of how the work is going to be done, and we just need to like calm down the populace. And again, we need one side to just not to stop creating tension and stress in people, like literally just fabricating it, like not even knowing what they're talking about, and they're just creating the stress in people. And we just need to figure out, whether you're Republican or Democrat, like how do we spend less money and make our country healthy and financially healthy. So anyway, so we'll see where it goes. I think a lot of people want the right thing. If you to poll them the right way, I think everybody wants to figure out how to do this the right way. I just think our identity politics are just getting in the way of everything. Like everybody, it's just so polarizing for people that like progress, they're being blinded by ideology, and they want to be blinded to the point where they don't make progress and get to the end. They would rather just be blinded by ideology. And when I look at the last administration, I had a kind of a watchful eye on the infrastructure spend we were doing, the CHIPS Act, and some of the things that we were doing. And I'm like, okay, well, this is, if done properly, this could put us in a kind of direction we need to go on. And I just think we need more of that. I just think we need to figure out. I was very critical of the prior administration, but at the same time, there's things they did that I think would get us on the right track. So yeah, but we're super polarized. I just think we need to figure it out. I think, by the way, I think the media is responsible for amplifying
Yes.
every situation and really polarizing the public. I think political figures, it's almost like they need that 8.5 by 11 sheet in front of them. Okay, what did you accomplish this week? Like, what did you do? And
Or
what
the
are you doing next
adulation,
week?
or the adulation from the crowd that's all worked up.
Yeah.
They're shouting
Like,
and
did you do something? Did you write legislation? Did
yeah,
you solve a problem for your constituents? Like, what did you do? And we have people that, from all levels of intellect that are in these 435 congressional roles. And I'm saying this is on both sides too. I'm not just saying it's one side or another.
sure.
And I just think we pay for this government. We need accountability. We need productivity. You're a factory person. I'm a factory. Like, we need accountability and productivity. We need output.
Yeah.
And if we don't get output, then we have to figure out how we're replacing people to get the output. So I'd love to see us get more serious about manufacturing in this country. I am concerned. There are some of the tariffs that concern me in their applications. So I hope we don't, for example, I hope we don't throw a tariff on Taiwan because we're buying, they appear on the graph. We're buying $70 billion worth of goods from them.
Yeah.
And I just hope we don't throw a tariff on them because, like, oh, we're buying too many chips and we need to make our own chips. Well, guess what? TSMC Arizona has about a year. First off, it's just doing customer trials. The reporting, like, people don't understand when they see reporting, like, oh, they're building samples. Like, it's not a qualified fab. It's not running at rate or anything. And then there's no packaging facility in the United States. So when TSMC Arizona builds, when they build, they've got to go ship to TSMC or to another site in Taiwan or Amcor, for example, for packaging, final test and packaging. It's got to go to Asia. And then most of the homes where these products go into, these chips go into, are built in Asia.
Sure. Right.
So none of that stuff has been properly thought through and vetted. Like, there's no reason at all that the CHIPS Act could not have kicked off a tier 1, tier 2 OEM supply chain loop where it's like, all right, we're going to build all these chips. Where are they going into? They're going into server racks.
Yeah.
They're going into consumer electronics. They're going into cars.
Right.
And how do we get all that stuff onshore? Because even a lot of the people making the circuit boards for cars, they're doing that offshore too. And all that manufacturing technology is automated, which makes no sense to me. Like why you'd have to even do that offshore. That's why one of the reasons Starlink has that huge facility in Bastrop. It's all automated tech to build those. So anyway, I'm kind of going all over the place. I think in general, we just need the government to work for us. We need more manufacturing in the U.S. More manufacturing is going to create. I've seen what it does to people's lives. I've seen what it's done to my lives. If you see what you've done to your life, when you create manufacturing, you create a multi-tiered structure for people to move up into. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people think like you create a factory and you just have 5,000 jobs of like people on the job putting bottle caps on bottles, like the Laverne and Shirley episode. Right. And that's just not the case. You've got the operators on the line, then you built up a tier of technicians, you build up people that analyze product, you build up tooling people, then you build up supervisors, you build up, site directors, you build up all kinds of levels of management and for people to move up. You build a ladder, and it's really what we need more of in this country.
If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.